Ahoy, mateys! This is all villains in One Piece explained. Wait. No. We're talking about Dragon Ball. Wait. I already got on the shirt and the straw hat. Shit. I wasn't thinking. Dang it. Forgot, we're talking about Dragon Ball Daima, dude. Not One Piece. Well, either way, my dad went to Japan and he got me this sweet straw hat from Japan. I've had this shirt, so it just, matches. And those wanted posters back there, that's Zoro. Wait, that's Zoro. And that, you can barely see it, is Trafalgar Law. Okay, as you can see right here, if you follow my finger, that is all my One Piece collection figurines so far. And then right around here, that's all my Dragon Ball Z stuff. Okay, and then a little bit of Naruto right above it. I'm still working on that. But anyway, I collect figures. I love One Piece just as much as I love Dragon Ball Z. I love One Piece just as much as I love Dragon Ball. So, what we're going to get into today, Dragon Ball Daima, Villains Explained. Okay, yeah, so with that being said, what we're going to do, we're going to start off with the first villain and how I found these villains. So I found these villains in the intro to the anime, right? We don't have a manga to this series, so we don't know anything about this. Like every other anime has a manga, right? So, and I read manga, so typically, the next, most popular anime, there's going to be a big fan base behind that anime that has already read the manga, knows what's going to happen, this, that, whatever, right? Dragon Ball Daima does not have a manga, so we're pretty much blinded to everything that's coming to us. We don't know about any of the villains. We don't know who the main protagonist who the main antagonist. The main protagonist is Goku. We don't know who the main antagonist is going to be, right? And I just want to say sorry for the last video that I made because I did the episode 4 review and I was so tired. It was about 11 o'clock at night when I made that video and I was high. When I watched the episode, I smoked some weed and, get this, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning to go to work. Oh my goodness. So next time, I'm not going to be that tired when I watch the video because I was like, first off, I missed the fusion bugs. I didn't even know there was fusion bugs. That's going to be a whole video we got to talk about later. But then, I also thought that there was going to be 9 Tamagami. Literally, go back to the video and watch it. I said that there was going to... I misheard. I thought there was 3 Tamagami for each Dragon Ball. Like, they're going to defend each Dragon Ball with 3 Tamagami. That's not the case. So, it's going to be like the case. And I didn't even... Yesterday, doing research to this video is the first time I actually sat and watched the anime opening. I know, I get it. I've been slacking for sure. But the anime opening gives away a lot of spoilers. Okay, tells you a whole lot. If you are an anime only, you will notice, when you watch any anime, you'll notice at the beginning of each episode, the opening scenes, they will tell you what's going to happen in that season or in that arc of what's happening, right? So the opening scene to Dragon Ball Daima tells us a lot. So that makes me think that it might be, a short anime that gets through the plot really quickly and, we're in and out. And if that's the case, I'm not mad about that, but I thought it was going to be a lot longer. That's one thing I said in the last review, is that I do think that it was going to be a long, journey because they got to find all 3 in each demon realm, right? And I learned that Daima means demon world. So they're going to have to travel through the 3 demon worlds, fighting one of the Tamagami in each one. I think they're going to go find the 3rd Dragon Ball right now. So if you are ready for the Tamagami video, I'm dropping that video next. Stay tuned. But right now, we're going to be talking about all of the villains in Dragon Ball Daima, explained as much as I can. Okay? So, what we're going to do, we're going to start off first with the first villain that I seen in the opening scene, which is this bull guy, Minotaur thing right here. Okay, now first off, first impressions, badass. He's going to be huge. He looks like he's big. He looks like he's huge. Looks like he might be guarding something. I hesitate to call this guy a villain so far, but I'm going to put him in there because I do think he is a villain. But this guy's huge, right? He snorts or he blows the smoke out of his nose like a bull would, right? He's got red glowing eyes. He's got wristbands, and he doesn't have a shirt on. He's super jacked, and it looks like he's got like, some type of kimono pants on, right? So he looks like he's going to be like some kind of fighter, right? Especially with the menacing red eyes and like the purplish fur. He looks evil, right? So it looks like, I don't think he's going to be the strongest villain. I think he's going to be another villain that kind of pushes Goku a little bit to his limits. Like, Goku's probably going to hit him with a power pole a couple times, and I think the Bull's just going to tank it, and then Goku's going to be like, oh man, I might have to use a Kamehameha against this dude for the first time, I might actually have to use some of my ki. And so I think this guy, whoever he is, maybe he's a guard, maybe they have to get past him to get something. Maybe at the end of the day, he's not going to be totally evil and he lets them through or whatever it may be. But this is definitely going to be one of the first villains that we're going to see. Okay? Now, next up, we are going to jump into the Demon King, the Demon Brothers, right? And the two Kais. So, if you look here, look in the back. You see King Dabura, and then you see the guy on the right. I don't think he's ever been introduced into the story. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen him, but he looks like King Dabura's brother. Obviously, looks just like him, but he's a little fat, right? Now, King Dabura is dead, so he's in hell. So I don't think he's going to make an appearance in this anime. But also, we never seen him go to hell. Like with the other characters, we seen Frieza, Cell, and Boo in hell. Well, not Boo because he was resurrected, but we've seen Frieza and Cell in hell, right? And it's weird. We've never seen Dabura in hell with a halo or anything like that, right? So he might have died and went back to the demon realm, because the demon realm is a totally different realm, totally different level of existence. So maybe his body doesn't work the same as it would with a being in the universe 7, right? Like Frieza, he died, went to hell. Cell, he died, went to hell. They're from that universe. They're not from a different realm, right? So I would imagine Boo probably went to hell before he got resurrected. So maybe we see a return from King Dabura and then his brother, right? So that's what we're going to call him until we find out his name. So King Dabura and brother, they're in the back. So we might see a fusion out of those two. We might see them eat the fusion. I was going to say the fusion fruit. We might see them eat the fusion bugs, and they might, go together. The brother on the right, he might be the result of a fusion, right? He might be Dabura and somebody else, but I doubt it. I want to say he's a totally new character. I think he's like the brother. I think he is Dabura's brother. So we're going to call him the brother. Okay? Now, this is what really gets me this is what gets me really interested. Okay? Is the two Kais. One's on the left and right of King Gama. So, or King Goma, whatever his name is. This interests me because they're from a different realm, but each planet, each universe has their own Kais, right? So Earth has its Kai. Shin is Earth's Kai. And now Kais, what Kais are, they pretty much oversee and protect the planet, right? So that was the whole plot of Goku Black, right? Zamasu was an evil Kai. He wanted the humans to die. He was supposed to protect the humans of their Earth, but he didn't like the humans of their Earth, aka Trunks' future Trunks' planet. So he was evil, obviously, and he did all that evil stuff, became Goku Black, yada, 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 right? Now, we don't know the names of these two. We might when we seen them maybe in the early episodes of 1 and 2. I'm gonna have to go check. This is the problem with the episodes, is I just watch it. I'm watching it in dub, so I'm not really absorbing it as much as I should. And with manga, I would be able to read it. I would be able to go back real quick and just check. I kind of don't want to check if we know the names of these two yet. Actually, I could look this up. Let's look this up. Holy shit. So I just looked it up. And yes, I miss so much when I watch this in sub. I don't know how I miss so much. I need to stop watching this series when I'm tired. Okay, because it says right here, Glorio asks the Supreme Kai, Shin, if he is a Glind, which is the Supreme Kai, or which the Supreme Kai confirms. Glorio goes on to state that Glind were originally inhabitants of the second demon world, implying that many of them have left. This suggests strongly that the Supreme Kai, as well as his predecessors and assistants like Kibito, are actually a race of demons, which their pointed ears would seem to confirm. Now, this is very important information, because now we know that the Kais might originate from this demon realm. How does that even work? Like, do they just get sent out and assigned like planets to overwatch? And like, where do the Patora rings like I mean, we know where the Patora rings come from, but like, where did that even, when did they start doing that, you know? So, honestly, this is super interesting. This is super awesome. That means that there's going to be a whole race of these guys in the second demon world, right? That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that there's going to be, you know, a lot of these guys. We're going to see more of them besides these two. There might be some good ones that join, you know, Goku and Vegeta that we haven't seen yet. I don't know. I'm not sure. Just throwing it out there. But I'm assuming that these two Kais are going to be stronger than King Goma. I don't think King Goma is going to be really strong. I think the magic that Staffy uses is what's really making him strong, right? I don't think that's his, though. I think the king gets that. I feel like that was King Dabura's magic staff. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe it's Goma's. But I'm just spitballing here, spitballing ideas. We don't know a lot. So anything could really be possible. So, but I do think his magic, you know, is really going to be his focal point. It's not going to be his strength. It's not going to be his speed. It's going to be his magic and how he uses it, right? And I do think the two Kais are going to be really strong, because Kais are generally, I mean, they're gods, right? So essentially, they should be strong. Like Zamasu was really strong. So I know he like granted for immortality, or wished for immortality, but at the end of the day, Zamasu was still strong. So I can't imagine that the Kais being in the place where they originate from are not strong. So that's going to be awesome seeing those guys. Right now, we're going to go ahead and move on to King Goma. Okay, so King Goma is obviously going to be, he is the main antagonist. He's the one who set the wish to make everybody, you know, babies. And we'll see how strong he is. Like I said, I don't think he's going to be the strongest character. I think he's a little bit underwhelming for a main antagonist, just because, you know, just his design alone. He's little. He's not really super. He doesn't, you know, scare nobody. He's not really intimidating. But I do think he has, you know, a cool design for what he is, and I think he could be. I don't think he's going to be the best main antagonist, and this was my biggest thing with Dragon Ball Daima, was if Dragon Ball Daima wants to be, you know, I think it's going to be successful, but if it really wants to be huge and successful, it has to have an awesome antagonist, and it has to have awesome fight scenes, right? I don't think so far that what we've seen is going to match up against, you know, Nova, Ice Shenron, and Omega Shenron. I think those three, and then Super 17, like, and Baby, I do think that so far, seeing the villains in Daima compared to GT blows them out of the water in terms of villains. So, but we're not done, okay? So these are the main villains. I think these are going to be the ones we see in Demon Realm 3. I think we're going to meet Kais in Demon Realm 2, probably some evil ones, maybe some OP ones, right? And then we're going to, you know, meet these guys in Demon World 3, and we're going to have to fight maybe Dabura and his brother again. And, you know, my thing is if we fight Dabura and the brother, and we do see in the intro Goku and Vegeta turning into Super Saiyan. So I'm assuming they can go Super Saiyan 1, they could go Super Saiyan 2, and then they're going to figure out, Super Saiyan 3, especially Goku. Now, if they go Super Saiyan 3, I do believe these guys are washed. I just don't understand how any of them could really put up a fight if we already killed Dabura, and I know Gohan killed Dabura using his awakened future Gohan type deal. So it's just kind of, or his ultimate Gohan. So maybe they're still stronger than Super Saiyan 3 because, that it was stated that Ultimate Gohan for a second was, surpassed Goku. And Goku never reached anything after Super Saiyan 3 in the Buu series. And he also only went into it twice, so it's kind of hard for him to control. So who knows if he actually goes Super Saiyan 3 in Daima. And also, I'm thinking, what if we get a new Super Saiyan transformation? What if we get a new Super Saiyan 4? Because this is supposed to be a remake of GT. Right? It almost parallels out the exact same. It's just that, obviously there's a whole different demon realm that they're in. They're going to be fighting new villains other than the ones that we've seen in GT. And so I think we might get a new transformation. Now, we're going to move on to the 3 Tamagami. These guys are going to be absolute machines, okay? So we're going to start off with the first Tamagami we see in the intro, and that's the 1-star Tamagami, okay? He has a huge sword with teeth on the side of it that look like they just ripped through somebody, right? It's not going to be a slice and dice sword. This is a rip sword, right? He looks like a bug. I think all 3 of them kind of like resemble bugs, right? He's like got the bug eyes. He's got the pointy horns. He's got pointy shoulders, and this is where I'm going to make the comparison to GT again. They all have the Dragon Balls in their chest, just like Ice Shenron, Nova Shenron, and Omega Shenron. I'm pretty sure Ice and Nova had the Dragon Ball inside of them. If not, I could be wrong, which is fine, but they were Ice and Nova and the Shenrons that they fought, the dragons, the Shadow Dragons, they come from the Dragon Balls, right? So I do think that these Dragon Balls are the ones that manifested and created the Tamagami, right? So these are going to be manifestations of these Dragon Balls, okay? Personifications of these Dragon Balls. And I think the first star Dragon Ball is probably going to be the strongest. I don't think we're going to be fighting these things all at once like I previously thought. We're going to definitely be fighting them, 2v1, 3v1 alone. And that just tells me that these guys are going to be super strong. Okay, so that first one, he looks like, he's going to be on land. He's going to be flying. He's going to be fast and strong. He has that big sword. We don't really know much else, right? We don't know how, his attack power. We don't know what moves he has other than, we don't know if these things have ki. I'm assuming they do, right? Because they're literally the Dragon Ball manifestations. So I'm sure they have ki. I'm sure they have some type of ki blasts. So that's the first star Dragon Ball. Second star Dragon Ball, okay? This guy, he's shown underwater. So I don't know if we're going to be mainly fighting him underwater, but he also looks like the first star Dragon Ball Tamagami, except, well, no, the first star Tamagami also does have a mouth as well. It's just really small. So the second one, though, they look exactly the same as the first one, like really identical. He's got the horns on the head, horns on the arms. He's got the big bug eyes, but now he has lips around his mouth, so his mouth's a little bit bigger, and he's the 2-star Dragon Ball. Okay, now he has a long spear, like a Poseidon type of spear type thing, right? So he's gonna have like water-based powers. I feel like he's gonna be really OP underwater, where we're gonna have to take this fight above land and above water. And so that's him. We really don't know much else, right? Just like any of the other villains. But this, just like GT, I do think they're gonna be really overpowered since they're the Dragon Ball manifestations. Okay, now the third one, this is where we get a little bit different. This is going to be our first introduction to a Tamagami. I do believe that they're going to go fight this guy first. He has a big sledgehammer. He looks like a big tank. He's got a big old round body, but still aesthetically looks exactly the same. Exactly the same. He's going to be he's got the horns on the head, horns on the shoulders. He's just now a really big, tanky looking guy. So I think this guy's going to be, tough to beat. We might see Goku go Super Saiyan for the first time, and we also might see a Kamehameha for the first time. Now, with that being said, that was the first, 3 Tamagami, and I'm going to do a video talking about how strong I think they are, how strong I think they could be, and compared to the main cast with Dabura, Debrother, the two Kais, and King Goma. So yeah, be tuned for that video. Be aware for that. I'm going to be dropping that tomorrow morning. So yeah, those are pretty much all the villains that we've seen in the opening scene so far, aside from the cannon fodder villains like Goku fought that army in the episode 4. So I do think we're going to be seeing stronger villains each episode we go through, and I think it's going to start with that bull. He's going to kind of set the standard for what the kind of like filler villains are going to look like or be like, and then we're going to find the Tamagami, and we're really going to see what the power that they hold and how far they push Goku, and how that sets up how the second and first Dragon Ball Tamagamis are going to be. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. I really can't wait. That is the video. Hope you guys tune in for the next one on the Tamagami strength, and yeah, hope to see you guys soon. Peace, everybody.